The desert turned brighter than the sun. For a brief moment, night disappeared and the sky burned white over the empty sands of New Mexico. A small group of scientists watched in silence as the most powerful weapon ever created was born. In that instant, the world changed forever. At the center of it all stood a quiet physicist with intense eyes and a restless mind. His name was J. Robert Oppenheimer. Years later, he would describe that moment with a haunting sentence: "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." But the real question remains: how did one man help create a weapon powerful enough to threaten the entire planet? The story begins decades earlier, long before the flash in the desert. In the early 20th century, physics was undergoing a revolution. Scientists across Europe and America were discovering that the atom, once thought to be indivisible, was actually a universe of hidden energy. Few people understood the implications at the time. Among the young minds fascinated by these discoveries was a brilliant American student named Robert Oppenheimer. He studied theoretical physics in some of the best universities in the world: Cambridge, Göttingen, Berkeley. His colleagues quickly realized that his mind moved faster than almost anyone else's. Oppenheimer was not an engineer or a builder. He was a thinker, a man who explored the deepest secrets of matter using equations and imagination. But the world outside laboratories was becoming increasingly dangerous, and science was about to collide with war. In 1939, terrifying possibility emerged. Some physicists realized that splitting the atom could release enormous amounts of energy. Not just energy for power plants, energy for a weapon unlike anything humanity had ever seen. If controlled properly, a chain reaction could produce an explosion powerful enough to destroy an entire city. The idea alone was frightening, but another fear quickly appeared. What if Nazi Germany developed such a weapon first? That possibility sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Suddenly, the race to unlock atomic power became urgent. The United States government launched one of the most secret projects in history. It was called the Manhattan Project. Its mission was simple and terrifying: build an atomic bomb before the Nazis do. Thousands of scientists, engineers, and soldiers were recruited in total secrecy. Laboratories appeared in hidden locations across the country. Entire towns were built for a single purpose. And leading this enormous effort was the man chosen to coordinate the scientific work: Robert Oppenheimer. It was an unexpected choice. Oppenheimer had never managed a project of this scale before. But those who knew him understood something unique about him. He had the rare ability to connect brilliant minds and guide them toward a single goal. The main research center was built in a remote desert in New Mexico. The place was called Los Alamos. There, some of the greatest scientific minds of the century gathered in secret. Physicists, mathematicians, chemists, engineers, all working on a single problem: how do you build a weapon using the power hidden inside the atom? The challenge was enormous. No one had ever built such a device before. The calculations were uncertain, the materials were extremely rare, and the entire project was racing against time. Scientists worked night and day, testing ideas that had never been attempted. Some designs failed completely. Others produced dangerous results. But slowly, the theory began to turn into reality. At the heart of the bomb was a concept called nuclear fission. When certain atoms split apart, they release energy and neutrons. Those neutrons can split other atoms, and if the reaction spreads fast enough, the energy multiplies instantly. This process is called a chain reaction, and if it happens in a fraction of a second, it creates an explosion unlike anything the world had ever seen. But even with the theory understood, building the bomb was incredibly difficult. Scientists needed extremely pure uranium or plutonium. Producing those materials required massive industrial facilities and complex engineering. Meanwhile, Oppenheimer carried a heavy burden. He understood exactly what they were creating, a weapon capable of destroying cities in seconds. Some scientists questioned whether the project should continue at all.
Yet the fear of Nazi Germany pushed the work forward. The belief was simple. If the weapon could exist, someone would eventually build it, and it was better to build it first. By 1945, the scientists believed they were ready to test their creation. A secret test site was chosen in the desert of New Mexico. The operation was given a strange name, Trinity. In the early hours of July 16, 1945, the device was placed on top of a tall steel tower. The scientists retreated to observation bunkers miles away. Some were excited, others were terrified. No one knew exactly what would happen. Some even feared the explosion might ignite the atmosphere itself. The countdown began in complete darkness. Then, at 5:29 in the morning, the desert exploded with light. The blast was stronger than anything anyone present had ever experienced. A blinding flash illuminated the mountains. A massive fireball rose into the sky. Seconds later came the shock wave. Witnesses described the moment as both beautiful and horrifying. Humanity had unlocked the power of the atom. But the story was only beginning. Just weeks later, the new weapon was used in war. On August 6, 1945, an atomic bomb was dropped on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. The explosion destroyed most of the city in seconds. 3 days later, another bomb fell on Nagasaki. The world had entered the nuclear age. Some believed the bombs ended the war and saved countless lives. Others saw them as the beginning of a terrifying new era. For Oppenheimer, the victory felt complicated. He had helped create the most powerful weapon in history, and now it existed. In the years that followed, nuclear weapons spread to other nations. The Cold War began. The possibility of global nuclear destruction became real. Ironically, Oppenheimer himself later argued against the development of even more powerful weapons. He warned about the dangers of the nuclear arms race, but history had already moved forward. The man who helped create the atomic bomb spent the rest of his life reflecting on the consequences of that moment in the desert. Some see him as a hero who helped end a world war. Others see him as the scientist who opened the door to humanity's most dangerous technology. And perhaps the real mystery is not the bomb itself. The real mystery is this: when humans gain the power to destroy the world, will they ever truly learn how to control it?